Hi everybody, welcome back. In my kind of continuing series of reviews, I'll be doing a review of, in case you haven't figured out what this bag means, of the Lunette cup. I have it in this one. This little mermaid bag is from an Etsy maker by the name of Kitty Cat Cloth, and this is the inside print of the bag. It's very pink and bright, but I like it when it kind of bounces, they bounce off each other. If you've watched my review of the Diva cup, I do run over a few things associated with cups. I'm not going to run over it again now. You can just watch that. And to get what I said about menstrual cups in general. Okay, so this is the Lunette cup. This is the large Lunette cup. And obviously in Lunette they do come in a variety of colours. It does have Lunette printed on the outside. Not sure if you can see that very well. Maybe if the camera would focus. Maybe not. Okay, so you've seen it's got these types of grip rings. And I have cut off the stem. The stem was probably about this long, and it would actually poke out the bottom of my labia, and it would like hit my underwear, and that led to a very uncomfortable experience. So I did cut this down. As you can see, there still is a little bit left. I know some people cut it right down to the base itself. I didn't particularly feel the need to do that. This seems like a comfortable section. There are 4 holes up the top, so there's 2 on either side. This cup is founded in Finland by Heli Kajainen. I'm probably most likely saying that wrong. It is now kind of become a international company. It is actually sold locally in Australia. You can get it online. There is also, locally set up places in Europe and America and South Africa, I believe. So you can access local information, local stockists. So that's actually a useful thing. It will cut down on probably your postage and handling. It is made from medical grade silicone and actually made in Finland. It is approved by the America's FDA. It is also approved by Australia's TGA, which is a Therapeutic Goods Administration, and it's been approved in Australia since 2007. This kind of clears up a lot of the legality issues of it being sold as a menstrual cup. Even though, as we know, people usually can get around things, it does make it kind of a lot easier to have these approval in place. The Lunette cup is also vegan and cruelty free. I got in yellow because I wanted a kind of bright, happy colour. The Diva cup has measurements on it. I'm not sure if I showed you that. This one doesn't. It hasn't. I haven't actually worn this in a little while, so it's a little bit dirty. I have to probably boil it before I wear it again. I actually really enjoyed this cup. I got this cup second after the Diva cup, and the Diva went through all the issues that I had with the Diva cup, and there's hair down there that I can't get out, but that's okay. It's all good. And this one worked really well, and it is a bit smaller, even though it's a size 2. The size 2 is a 52mm long, 46cm diameter and a 27mm capacity. The size 1 is 47cm long, 41cm diameter and a 21mm capacity. So this is smaller than the Diva cup. It still is a very firm cup. It's probably about, well, at least for me, the same type of firmness as the Diva cup. So it doesn't necessarily, it still made me need to go to the bathroom quite frequently. It still quite often would pop straight out. I have actually hit my cervix with it when it's popped out, which is kind of been a bit uncomfortable. I'm not sure if you can bruise your cervix, but I certainly bruised it with this. It is very easy to get in and out. Again, with actually all my cups, I use the punch down fold. There is also the C cup fold. I did actually start when I started using the Diva cup with this C down fold, this C fold. However, I didn't like it. It was still really, really big. This entry point felt really, really big, and I was uncomfortable with it, and it was just uncomfortable to put in, and with such a wide like it really isn't that small doing a C cup fold. However, the punch down fold just seemed to work really, really a lot better for me, and it seemed to pop out a lot easier on the C cup fold. I mean, on the punch down fold. This C cup fold, I found did not pop out very well. Obviously after putting it in. So, but as you can hear, when it does pop out, it is a very strong cup, and it is very rigid. Other than that, it is a very good cup. And these bags are kind of like a silk type bag, silk inner and outer, and these actually match the cup. So if you buy it in purple, you'll get a purple cup. If you buy it in blue, you'll get the blue cup. And the size is actually quite a nice size. Other than that, I do kind of enjoy this cup. I would recommend it if obviously it suited you. If you have questions about how to find your right size, you can either ask me, or there is another channel here on YouTube called Put a Cup in It, and they have quite a few videos about finding your right or your right cup, or your Goldilocks cup. I have a very high cervix, so I tend to go for a bigger cup. Most companies will offer it in 2 sizes, and they'll say size 1, which is generally the smaller size, is for women under 30 or women who have not given birth, and size 2 is for women who have given birth or those women who are over 30. There is so much more probably to take into factor or consideration before you get a cup. I mean, that's how I bought the Diva cup, is I bought the size 2 based on the fact that I'm over 30. Really, I probably could have done with the size 1 rather than just the size 2. I went on the recommendation. I should have done more research, and my research would have pointed out, and other videos pointed out, like the YouTube channel Put a Cup in It, is that the other factors that come into the height of your cervix. The height of your cervix when you're not on your period, the height of your cervix when you're on your period. It can drop and go down and up during your cycle. So sometimes people might have 2 or 3 cups that will work for them over their cycle, just because their cervix may drop lower or higher. This cup may not work for somebody with a really low cervix. On Instagram, Love Your Body, which also produces a menstrual cup, they have really good visual guides as well to show you really where what type of things that you should be looking at. Essentially how they kind of show you is with your index finger. If you put your finger to try and find inside yourself to try and find your cervix, this would be a high cervix, this would be a medium cervix, and this would be a low cervix, I think. So I can barely feel my cervix. It is so high, which is fine, but it means that I really am looking for a longer cup, because while a cup can 100% not get lost inside of you, it just makes it a bit more difficult to get out. So apart from that, that's my review of the Lunette cup.